This video is brought to you by True Tales of Buried Treasure, the largest collection of old treasure magazines in the West. On our website, you can search for individual treasure stories by region, or buy our original magazines themselves. To pay us a visit, please click on the link in the description. Enjoy. Man, I tell you, folks can be downright peculiar at times. Take old Jack Douglas, for instance. He went and buried a fortune in placer platinum, only to end his own life shortly after. Now, I ain't one to question a man's motives, but it sure does baffle the mind. Back in 1960, Jack stashed away 5 cans filled with about 5 troy pounds of raw placer platinum. Fast forward to 1962, he decides to bid farewell with a bang from his trusty 6-shooter. The whole affair left me scratching my head, searching for answers in a tale that still haunts me to this day. You see, my journey into the famed Los Burros mining district of California began a quarter century earlier. It was there, on the banks of Willow Creek in Monterey County, that I first caught the fever for gold. As a greenhorn enthusiast, I was captivated by the allure of striking it rich. Little did I know, this place would not only provide me with inspiration for my writings, but also an endless supply of lost treasure tales that would plague my restless nights. Back in 1960, my partner Robert Cull and I decided to assemble our first portable gold dredge. Eager to put our new contraption to the test, we naturally chose the Willow Creek area. It was only weeks prior that my old pal Fred Vaughn had shown me a magnificent 8-ounce placer gold nugget, his eyes shining with excitement. He later traded it for a fully equipped Jeep, a deal that sparked envy in many a man. As we hauled our gear, sleeping bags, and provisions up the treacherous trail that wound across Willow Creek to fill Kinder's placer claim, we passed by the cabin of the enigmatic Jack Douglas. I had heard tales of this reclusive miner and hermit from my brother and others in the vicinity, yet our paths had never crossed. Right before the Douglas cabin stood a splendid spring, its crystal-clear water gushing forth from a modest length of pipe. Amidst the towering coastal redwoods, I often sought solace in this cool oasis, quenching my parched throat. As I shed my burdensome pack, I found myself face to face with the elusive Jack Douglas. Towering over 6 feet tall, clad in worn-out jeans, brown boots, and donning a massive old pistol in a homemade holster, he cut an imposing figure, equal parts impressive and unnerving. Yet once he recognized our purpose and intentions in this remote land, Jack transformed into just another lonesome but amiable soul. Assured that we harbored no designs on his claim, he eagerly joined us in shouldering the weight of our food and supplies, forging ahead on the trail that lay ahead. Our days on Dogvine Creek may not have yielded much in terms of gold, but they were filled with contentment and camaraderie. Jack made it a point to pay us a visit each evening, drawn to the warmth of our fire and the untainted beauty of the outdoors. It was clear that he harbored a keen interest in our dredge, particularly its ability to sift through heavy materials like gold, platinum, and even discarded fishing weights. As we prepared to depart and return to our television business in Paso Robles, Jack emerged once more, appearing from behind a tree with a request. He asked if we could make a stop at his cabin on our descent down the canyon, hinting that he had something intriguing to share with us. Intrigued ourselves, we agreed without hesitation. Stopping by his humble abode, we found ourselves sipping on the strongest, darkest, and most throat-searing coffee I had ever encountered. Amidst the pungent aroma, Jack abruptly handed me a small tin can, a weight that seemed far too heavy for its size. Anticipating my surprise, Jack let out a chuckle. "Nah, John, it ain't gold," he remarked, a mischievous glint in his eye. "I reckon it's platinum." The shiny silver flecks cascading into my open palm were like no sight I'd ever beheld. My encounters with platinum had been limited to polished trinkets and adornments. My thoughts raced, retracing the distant memories of a geology course I took back in my school days. Alas, it seemed like a lifetime ago. All I could muster was that platinum, much like gold, copper, and other non-ferrous metals, possessed no magnetic properties. However, Jack swiftly disproved my assumption by demonstrating how his silver substance reacted to an ancient magnet salvaged from a bygone era's Model T Ford. With that revelation, I consented to transport some of the enigmatic material back to town, yearning to unravel its true nature. 2 weeks passed, and finally, I received word from a friend who ran a rock shop in the nearby town of Atascadero. He confirmed that the mysterious metal I had brought back from Jack's cabin was indeed platinum. It was a revelation to learn that placer platinum carries a small trace of native iron ore, rendering it magnetic. I couldn't contain my excitement for Jack's stroke of fortune. We made plans to return to Willow Creek and share the good news with him. But as fate would have it, the mystery unfolded before us. Jack was nowhere to be found. We scoured the area, hiking, calling out his name and waiting in vain. We returned time and time again, driving to the end of the road, 8 miles up from State Highway 1, and trekking up the canyon. Yet our efforts yielded no sign of our friend. No one we encountered had seen a trace of him. Weeks turned into months, and months bled into years. Preoccupied with our growing business, we nearly forgot about Jack's buried treasure, the platinum he had confided in us, hidden away in 4 other cans near his cabin. It wasn't until 1962 that I received the shocking news of Jack's supposed suicide on a desolate stretch of Big Sur Beach. The enigma deepened, leaving us with unanswered questions and a lingering sense of loss. It was either 67 or 68 when Jack's picturesque cabin succumbed to the merciless flames, reduced to a heap of charred ruins. Amidst the wreckage, a contorted mess of rusty bed springs, iron pipes, and scattered debris stood as silent testimony to the resilient pioneer family that had once called this place home. From 1881 onward, their lives intertwined with the land, toiling, cherishing, and ultimately finding their final resting place. Even today, the cabin's sacred ground remains easily discernible. I could walk straight to it, and so could you. Yet the true gem lies in the earth beneath, where Jack stowed away his precious cache of unrefined platinum. We beheld it with our own eyes, felt its weight in our hands. Deep within, I am certain that destiny will smile upon some fortunate soleur, an intrepid seeker, armed with unyielding patience and a trusty metal detector. And when that time comes, they shall unearth a fortune worth approximately $75,000, snugly nestled within 5 humble baking powder cans. Perhaps, my friend, that someone shall be you. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to read the original article or purchase the magazine from which it was taken, please check out our website, truetalesofburiedtreasure.com.